Greetings and good morning and a merry Monday to all of you. I hope you're having a good day and had a great weekend. I did. Lots of great things got resolved, including, well, the chief propagandists over at the BBC, which is a story you probably already heard about, but we will talk about. We've also got, shutdown fever is now over. Nobody's blessed with it anymore. And a lot of people have been saying a lot of things out loud about why it was done. Well, to get crime off the front headlines, because it was really hurting the Democrats, displaying just how anti-American they are. And that was a interesting perspective. That was actually Morning Joe over on PMS NBC Now. And I have to say, he was right. That was one of the things that came off of the headlines is crime, although there was a lot of it. And of course, we have, the wonderful benefits that will be returning to people like SNAP and other things. The 8 Democrats that broke with, the Schumer shutdown doesn't allow Schumer to take a victory lap. In fact, it makes him look like an idiot. It makes me happy. It makes you happy. And it makes the whole Washington, D.C. area happy, because people who had never had to go to food banks were going to food banks because they hadn't been paid in over a month. It's insane. We need to stop this kind of legislative roadblock and work towards uniting this country. This was one of the most divisive periods of time I have observed in a long time. And look, I lived through Clinton and Obama. That says an awful lot. I even lived through the Jimmy Carter era, which I thought was the worst president ever in history, but that's been replaced by Biden. Anyway, politics aside, which I'll step away from now, except for the news stories, and just say thank you for being here. Thank you to the weatherman who gifted me a super duper chat saying today is the 250th birthday of the U.S. Marines. Semper Fi, my friends, to all you U.S. Marines, ever faithful. And I have to say, I'm embarrassed by some of my fellow Americans who booed incoming cadets. What a bunch of idiots. Look, for the military folks out there, and I know I have several fans in the audience, several friends in the audience, several subscribers and members that are former military or current military, just know I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, let's say hi to Cat Slave. Let's say hi to that lovely Sherry. Indeed. Hello, the lovely Sherry. I hope you're doing well. Hope everything's going well. Me and my monkey is out there as well. And I don't know why the chat keeps alternating between @Garbledlygook and your real names. I'm kind of missing that. This title is misleading. No, it's pretty accurate. I mean, they were forced to resign, hence fired. Pretty easy to surmise what's going on there. They've got a lot more propagandists for sure. In fact, I think the mayor of London should be eliminated based on all the corruption that was exposed this last weekend. But again, trying to step away from politics. We do that Tuesday and Thursday on Thank You for Your Attention to This Matter. Kremlin looking to make this show even more fun. It's Kremlin. Hey, Ms. Pick Cafe. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, folks. Because of Ruby Hoove, 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whatever you're watching. Thanks for checking out 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in 17 stories and all, including a bear story at the end, so stick around. Snorter Pipus Cuber. 8 Senate Democrats break ranks with party leadership to end historic government shutdown. And the people that broke this down and ended a 40-day shutdown are being lambasted by the extremists in the party, including Schumer himself, responsible for the Schumer shutdown, who tried to rewrite history on the floor this morning and was just outright embarrassing himself. A grumpy old man who's going to lose in a primary no matter what. Hakeem Jeffries is a clown in clown shoes and not a very good leader, but that's okay. We're fine with that. Moving forward, of course, saying something positive is, BBC was planning to apologize over dishonest Trump edit, as UK minister says incident is incredibly serious. It was. I played it, I believe, on the Thursday show. Thank you for your attention to this matter, which is going to become a channel in the next few weeks. So keep your eyes out. New channel coming, one only about politics. And moving on, we got Trump declaring victory after shock BBC resignations. and they're gone. These are very dishonest people. That's being rather kind. And what's funny is the way Jake Cantor actually covered it. This is worth a read over on Deadline. But BBC Resignation's bombshell sources say mangled Trump edit was a crisis too far for Tim Davie, the propagandist in chief. That's right. Director General Tim Davie is gone. Bye-bye. Doesn't he look like a Bond villain or something? I mean, seriously. But the BBC Panorama film, misleading edit of Trump, January 6th speech is one of the reasons why this guy is no longer there. The collapse of the BBC is broader than that, and I'm sure more people will follow. BBC Shocker Director General and News Chief quit. Both of them. That's right. As if they were forced to quit. Is it really quitting when you were forced to quit? I think resignations that you were forced upon you is just being fired with more words. But anyway, Davey, peace out. Goodbye. This is, again, a big win for the truth. But not really. It's the BBC. So as we keep going through all these stories and the editing controversy and everything else, we arrived at Hollywood with this story. Where have all the indie hits gone? Well, you guys buried them under the rock of $100 million budgets. We have to get back to the $20 million film, and I don't think anybody is capable of that in Hollywood right now. And certainly the actors' egos and paychecks are something that are going to get in the way of that. We've got box office Predator itself, which I dropped a video about this morning. Please check that out. It says, Badlands ignites to series best 80 million globally. Great. But what does that do overall? Not a lot. And notice how they keep throwing in one battle after another, the love letter to the anti-FA folks, nearing 200 million. Well, because it's going to lose at least 100 million, if not more, because of how much it costs to produce. That film is a big embarrassment for DiCaprio. In fact, his acting is a big embarrassment for DiCaprio now. We've got YouTube TV to begin issuing customers a $20 credit for Disney Blackout starting Sunday. That was yesterday. And, you may not have to worry too much longer about this dispute because there are several lawsuits going on and working their way into the federal realm as well. We've got All's Fair, the new Kim Kardashian show, is basically the new television of nothingness. That's right. The new television of nothingness, because it's hot garbage with no real story, no real actors, and no real effort. And this is what they plan to give you. This is the new slop for cable and, non-reality programming. Ryan Reynolds is remaking the 1970s crime movie, which I loved, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, for Amazon. Not sure it needed a remake, but we'll see what happens. It would be interesting because I think that it's going to require Ryan Reynolds to act rather than snark his way through everything. Preliminary tests find that a germ that causes botulism is in the ByHeart baby formula. That story broke over the weekend. Nobody covered it. I think this is something that's happening far too frequently to the most fragile of all of us. And I don't like the idea that, this kind of thing is passing through the FDA. How useful are they? Anyway, weekend session gets off to a slow start, but obviously ended in the removal of the shutdown. So congratulations to Thune and others for convincing their Democratic counterparts to come along. We've got flight cuts that would have been induced because of the shutdown strain. Is going to no longer hurt the supply chain, which is good. We've got obviously Washington's food banks getting hit by the people in the Washington D.C. area, and we have the FAA being grounding. The MD-11's being grounded because of the FAA. So that Kentucky crash woke some people up, and these behemoths are going to be investigated, which is a good thing. We've got Hegseth saying that he wants the Pentagon to prioritize speed over cost when buying weapons, which means more hypersonic things. And finally, here's our bear story. Your friendly bear here is walking off with this guy's brand new chainsaw. Let's take a look. He rolls up to the front of the truck carrying the chainsaw. That wasn't very nice. I guess he wanted a chainsaw? Is that a new anime? Chainsaw Bear? That was wild stuff. It was brand new. Stole it. Anyway, that's your bear story for the day. We got an incredibly generous super duper chat we need to get to, and the rest of your chats as well. So we're going to have a little bit of bonus time. We can talk about whatever you want today. The bear story was great. And from the most positive person we know, for $49.99 for Fitty, Lightning Sketch Productions enters the chat with an enormously generous submission saying, now I'm scared to death that of what this AI Coke commercial means for the future. True creatives shouldn't lose their jobs to a machine that never understands passion and feelings in art. Now I'm close to tears. My friend, I am sorry, but I don't think that it says that they're in that much of danger. I think creatives are going to be fine. I understand your concern. I'm in no way saying it's invalid. I'm just saying I think there was a lot of human influence in what was created on screen for that commercial. Because I don't believe you can convey sentiment from a machine. I don't think you're right. I don't think it gets it. I don't think it conveys the kind of emotion without human intervention. It obviously took a lot fewer people, but I suspect that, and I'm not saying you don't have reason to worry, because I would never do that. I'm just saying that on this note, in this situation, I think my Hollywood friends are safe. I think this commercial doesn't connect very well with humans. It didn't have me feeling any kind of sentiment at all. It showed me some traditional imagery that I already have sentiments about, like the Coca-Cola created Santa Claus that they featured at the end. Also, the original jingle, holidays are coming, that is an old thing from an original creator from way back when. So I think that the things people will have any kind of connection with will be the human created things of the past. And I don't think that the machines can create anything that'll convey that. I think you see a lot of disconnect in films these days because of the under budgeted CGI. I think that's a thing. I think we've been seeing a lot of that. And I think you're going to see a lot of things that are created by AI, including some of the stuff that WDW Pro and I create, and a few other people in our sphere. We've been seeing a lot of memes created that way. But yeah, I understand your worry. I'm going to tell you that animation will be saved. We've got a couple of animation projects coming, as you know very well, my friend, that I think will get everybody to relax a little bit, because of, the human side of storytelling will come out of that. I don't know necessarily that Zootopia is going to be the big winner, but I think we've got a couple other animations coming, kind of reviving, I think 2D animation, to be fair. But I don't think we'll be free of the support of AI ever. Unfortunately, the cat's out of the bag. It's going to be somewhere in every process. It's already in every process in business. We're starting to see data assembly removing workers because they don't need them anymore. For how long? I don't know. But like I said, I'm not terribly concerned. Hey, Davina Duckworth is in the house, and so is Grim, otherwise known as In Theater. We've got Ms. Pick Cafe out there wrenching away, along with Magnify. That would be Tom. We've got a group of you all doing amazing things that I appreciate. The fact that you are all here on a Monday bright and early puts hope in my heart. And I had an incredible birthday weekend, and you were no small part of that. You were an enormous part of my incredible birthday weekend. And again, the fact that you support this channel with such zeal and generosity, I appreciate. We are still trying to get to 1,000 members, and I'm going to try and take a screenshot of what membership looks like right now, and show that to you tomorrow. So I think you guys deserve an update, and I would like to give it to you. L Bird's in the house. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. And we've got a few other folks that snuck in. I think it's good. According to video file, we will force you to quit. No, you won't. I'm good. But the BBC certainly forced Tim Davie to quit and the other editor person, the chief editing weirdness or whatever that lady was. That's the other problem is the BBC is corrupted by ideologues. A lot of people that work at the BBC News are reacting negatively to the removal of Davie, but are defending themselves, saying our journalists aren't corrupt. Yes, they are. They're incredibly corrupt. Putin's cat says, again, is the House not involved in the shutdown? Well, I mean, they should have not been getting paid. They weren't involved. They'd already passed the continuing resolution that went through day 40 of the shutdown. It's the Senate that was shutting down the government because you need 60 votes, which they got with the 8 Democrats that crossed over. The only Republican to vote no is a guy that I'm starting to dislike very much, which I used to like very much, Rand Paul. He makes no sense. And Zippy, you are very much awake. Thank you for being here. Pam Epson is in the house. Good to see you, dear. Hope things are going well. But a lot of people said goodbye, and more will be saying goodbye soon. Rambam, is that Rambam? No, it's Razorbird. Razorbird in the chat. It got flagged, so I wanted to say, hey, what's going on, brother? Fellow music lover. Carl Singh's in the house, and so are many others. I love it. Toebox out there. Good to see you over on the Green Machine. Where have all the Indians gone? Have they disappeared? I don't think so. Oh, here we go. Culture, I sent you a still of my Predator idea. I will check it out. Thank you for that. You've been doing some great stuff, Putin's cat. So, and I know that's with a helping hand of the AI, but the animation stuff is really cool. I've been seeing. Cat Slaves in the house. Good to see you. Instead of going to Predator, Badlands, I went to see Nuremberg. You were one of the few people. That film did not land. I think it had less than $5 million in opening revenue. In fact, the two offerings that were in 4th and 5th place this week, I think, are in the same boat. One violent anti-FA after another. Didn't earn all that much money. I think they all know they're trying to pretend that this movie means something or is going to get out of the hole, but the hole's too deep. They're in too deep and they're trying to sleep. The Bad Cap. How you doing, buddy? I hope all is well in your family, and I continue to pray for you. Cynthia is here. Says Kardashian is still on TV. Ew, yeah, it's a new. Yeah, this is Kim's show. All's Fair, which it's terrible, and it's the only thing so far that I've seen from Ryan Murphy that I didn't at least have some interest in, which is saying something. Usually he makes good things. Videophile says, all is not fair. I'm not going along with this. Nobody is. Trust me. It was reviewed so poorly. But it does project the kind of level of slop we're going to get in TV, which is no bueno. I don't know anybody who was excited for that show. I haven't seen much, if any, positive reviews. It's pretty awful. But if that's what we're getting in the future, TV's dead. And Hollywood's definitely dead. I mean, let's be fair. They could not earn even $100 million this weekend. They have consistently been falling off the cliff for a long time with only one quote unquote tent pole and one mini tent pole. I don't care if that's like your aim. What I care about is you producing something that is good, that's profitable, and will occasionally overperform. I guess technically Predator Badlands overperformed for what the industry expectations were, which I think was 26 million domestic, but 80 million global. You realize that that's cut in half next weekend, if not more. severely cut. And by the time we get to the third weekend, the film's dead. And that's the new consistent pattern for Hollywood. The people who want to see it will see it the first weekend. It'll be very front loaded. That's the problem with tentpoles, guys. And then second weekend will be the stragglers who had, birthdays, anniversaries, something else to go see the previous weekend. And then by the time you're at the third weekend, you're out of customers. They don't make anything with broad appeal. It did fine for a Predator movie, but it's the worst one. It's worse than The Predator. And that's saying something, because that was the previously worst Predator offering. We have some generosity I need to get to. I have been overly verbose this morning. I apologize. Lord, I apologize. We got a super duper chat from Robert James. That's right. The Dr. Robert James. Oh, wait. No, excuse me. This is not that. This is Robert James Films. Sorry, buddy. It says, how do I change my YT name back? Is today the day? It's not today, but it will be very soon, because I want people to catch your 15 days before it's out of Tubi. How do I change my name? I don't know. And I don't know why YouTube is doing this to you guys. It is frustrating for us creators. It's on some channels. It's not on others. This is hash garbly gook. And it has me misidentifying people, which I hate. I hate it. I hate it a lot. I really do. And I need it fixed. And you know what? Let's see if we can get one of our other incredibly generous humans to maybe figure out a solution. Maybe talk to some of the big wigs over there. That's, of course, Staccato DDS for $49.99. For $50! Staccato drops $50! Thank you, my friend. A simple message. Simple message. Says happy birthday. Happy belated. My friend, it's never late. And I appreciate you, and you are incredibly generous to myself and all of my creator friends, and I appreciate you so very much. And these are the kinds of things that keep the lights on for those of us who are actually legitimately a retired human, because I am. So my retirement job is the best job. I bragged about it all weekend, and I bragged about all of you. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the wrenches more than they could possibly imagine. I had an instance where over the weekend on the green machine, we did not have a wrench, and we had some filth show up and do filthy things, which I banned forever. But it took me a minute to do it, which means some things that I don't appreciate or agree with or think are even part of polite society appeared on the screen in chat form. And I hate it. I hated that very much. Heartless Shrew, what's going on? Says, and then you end up waiting for them when your checkout goes wonky because they're helping someone else. Oh, you guys are talking about self-checkout? Yeah. Self-checkout is one of the least effective customer service and shoplifting or loss prevention tools they ever decided to come up with. Sure, you remove the people, but the people are needed in places of commerce. They just are. There are situations that come up that a machine's ill-equipped to take care of. Like you said, I think Walmart's strategy to go back to humanity might be the right one. The only place Walmart's going to go for more automation, I think, is in their DCs, their distribution centers. Same way that Amazon's going to go to robots. So, yeah, there's that. Longest parsec in the house, along with snakes. I've been listening while driving. Well, I hope it was safe driving. I think the problem is that when the people who are evil want to do evil things, they'll figure out a way to put glitches in the system. I mean, I could. Robots are easy to foil. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go and explain that more, but they are. Lots of ways to interrupt, distract, even negate entirely. Even camera systems, I hate to say. According to our friend Vidfile, it gonna be hot in here in Cali. Okay, it happens. It's gonna be cold a lot of other places. We are about to get hit with one of those sweeping Arctic storms that is going to sink to the bottom of the country, and most especially Florida. Gonna be 24 with wind chill factor at Disney World in the coming days, if not already. Gonna be wild. And our friend Commander Ed Straker of Shadow says, Culture Casino, yes, wishing you again happy 85th birthday, except I'm only 55. You're 30 years off. If I live to 85, I will bless you, Commander Ed Straker of Shadow, because I would like to have a long life and be with you every day. We've got Robbing Gilbert Thorpe. Did I say that right? I think so. I'll see you. I see you're ready for Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. I actually am very excited. Holidays are coming. Holidays are coming. Again, created by a human. Oh, the back cap. No worries. It was just a birthday. But I have incredibly generous people. Once again, a big shout out and thank you to Staccato DDS and Lightning Sketch Productions, who I really want you to maintain your positivity. It's an aid. It's a benefit. It's something that we should all reach back, grab, and hang on to, because while it's dark at the moment, the sun always comes out. And even Annie said so. The sun will come out tomorrow. I'm certain of it. All right. How about this? According to Hemorrhoid Herds, who's awake. You're awake way too early, my friend. Go back to bed. It's 2 a.m. and you are lonely. Wow, I cannot sing this morning. What am I doing here, friends? Well, you're hanging out, and it's good to see my Aussie pal all the way down there in Australia. Penny, 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 Penny. Good morning, Penny. I hope you're doing well. Hope it's a good day. Dr. Jill Powers, happy birthday, Magnify. That's right. Holy cow. Okay, everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tom. Happy birthday to you. And Tom got to hang out with me on my birthday stream with a and the people I miss greatly, of course, would have been WDW Pro and Jonas J. Campbell. So, and that's my fault. I should have planned in advance with all of my friends exactly what time and when I was doing the birthday thing so they could plan around it. Georgia Peach says, I used to like Rand Paul too. Yep. True story. The lovely Juliet from all the way across the pond is one of the magic wrenches here on mine and many other channels. So thank you for being here. And Jan Monroe, big issue in crafting is the AI modified photos. Most crafters don't buy those projects. Yep. Yeah. I'm having a real hard time with some of the things that I see that are machine created. So there's that. I'll tell you what, I just draw my own plans now for like greenhouses and garden beds and all the rest of it. So I'm going to start releasing more of that kind of stuff. Maybe on the Discord. Another reason to be a part of our Discord. Jackie Delaney, good day to you, says, I'm sick of Rand Paul. He's basically out to lunch. Well, I think he's in a very strange adversarial position with the current occupant of the White House. He's certainly no fan of the Democrats, but he doesn't. And again, this is the libertarian mindset. It's his way, his ideas, his thoughts, or none at all. You can't always be in that position. You have to have some give and take. Indeed. All's plastic. Yeah, that's the new Kim Kardashian show. All's plastic or all's fair. And there's a lot of plastic surgery on that screen and a lot of old biddies that shouldn't be acting anymore. But that's just me. That's just me. Perry the Music Man's waiting for Staccato to gift me a firearm. Well, there you go. I tell you what, if I weren't so set on the Glocks and their performance and Mossberg, um, I think I think I would definitely take up the SIG. My grandfather was partial to Colt, but anyway, it is what it is. Snakes and funerals. Hollywood is dead. Long live cinema. Yeah, if we can get back there, people making things. Look, one of those stories was asking the question, where are the indie movies? There are some. They just get swallowed up by their budget and lack of performance. The lack of distribution advertisement is a challenging situation for them. You basically need a viral media campaign like what the first Megan movie got in order to guarantee that you get the kind of coverage that you need for things to be successful. So there's that. There's that. TZ Burton in the house. Good to see you, my friend. And the amazing Dean Krantz says, is there a Christmas movie being released in theaters this year? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I had seen something with Christmas in the title, but I have no idea. And look, if it's not from Angel Studios, are you going to trust it? Because that's a broader conversation. It's one I keep trying to bring up and have conversations about. Do you trust Hollywood? It was even in the video I released this morning. For those of you who didn't get a chance to see it yet, I did drop a video this morning. When we're done here, go look at it. But ask yourself that question. Do you trust any studio? Because now it's coming down to whole studios you either trust or don't trust. It's not just individual movies or television anymore, right? Like I trust, Yellowstone creator, which Paramount just is going to lose in 5 years, 3 years, 4 years, something like that. Taylor Sheridan, I trust. And I trust big movie stars, what few there are that are left, like Sylvester Stallone, to not involve themselves in garbage products. I mean, hokey, corny products, sure. But I think that a lot of them have realized that it destroys their brand and their audience and their fan base if they kowtow and bow down to the neo-Marxist narratives that have been pushed into just about everything and have actually destroyed Hollywood. So I don't know, Dean. I can't answer that question. Obviously, I'm not looking forward to anything, including Zootopia 2. I think that there isn't going to be enough visual newness about the Cameron universe with this Avatar thing, Fire and Ash. It didn't blow my skirt up when I saw the first couple of early looks and trailer garbage, which you're going to start seeing new trailers for that thing soon, like closer we get to Thanksgiving. I don't really care. The bulk of the earnings for Avatar, Fire and Ash are going to be in 2026. It's not really going to be in 2025. Yes, Tom, I did say that. Anyway, our friend Lightning Sketch Productions, one of the most positive voices here on Humans versus Robots, AI. Thank you for doing that again. It was reported that AI is a mere excuse because companies overhired during the pandemic, and people that are not troublemakers will be rehired. I think that's probably true. I think whoever's doing that reporting, I will look deeper into, because they hired a lot of garbage. They hired activists to do a job thinking that they could. So we'll see. Yeah, Walther PPK. I want to get Bond's gun. That's what I want to get. Sorry, I'm being peppered in the private area. Anyway, um, and Landman is absolutely brilliant. It's genius. So well done. Chill says, "Why would I want to watch Predator anyway? I don't know. This was this was like Predator, a love story. I know a lot of people say I didn't see it. I don't know what you're talking about. Come on now. Parallel storylines between a synthetic and an alien and their quote unquote buddy cop adventure. Give me a break and a half. We all know what it was. Crazy white boy said, but deserved. I did not deserve the embarrassment, my friend. I did not. Putin's cat. It's like, subscribe to me. Check out my stuff. He probably should. Putin's cat's not is getting kind of beat up by the logarithm. I don't understand why, but there's a lot of fun stuff in there, little clips and things. So do check it out. And check out the First Dragon Queen and a lot of other creators that are in our chats regularly. Jan Monroe says, I believe that. I do believe that there's more hiring for one project rather than a job. There you go. Yeah, the pattern culture is describing front-loaded theater going is basically what I've seen. Yeah, I'm Cynthia. That's exactly what's happening. I think a lot of us recognize it, and how our family is opening week. Unless we have another obligation, if we miss the first 2 weekends, yeah, video. Yeah, that's where people are at, and that one of the bigger problems I think even is this that it's so niche now. Um, Especially now that the studios are so heavily reliant on IPs, strong IPs, getting anybody to see their garbage. I don't think anybody can deny that pattern. I need to talk to Odin. I had an opportunity, obviously, on Salty Nerd this Saturday, and my familial obligations this weekend is the reason we didn't have a show last night. But I don't think we're going to be able to get away from these cinematic patterns. I think they're here to stay, and I think that they are much bigger than the studios even want to admit. Let me see if I can put myself in a more strategic place. I am watching lots of background conversation now. Oh, that's crazy. All right. Ram Bam 3000 in the house. Good to see you. Along with Fat Elvis. Smash the like, folks. Smash the like. I'm trying to get through all of you guys. You're very, very chatty today, which I appreciate very muchly. Very muchly. I think there was another super that I missed, guys. Please bear with me a moment. After these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah, this caught my eye. I already covered it, but I want to say thank you again to Robert James Films for $2. So I really do owe him that review. I had a lot of fun with his movie. 15 days is available for free right now on Tubi, Tubi. So you can check it out. Getting caught up with y'all. Davik, that's how I'm going to say it, says, I've seen the damage that comes from fakery and the motives. Yeah. And that's a real problem. And the BBC is, a real problem. And when you corrupt the Bible, that's not great. Corrupted Bible versions. Jeff Elm says it's the Predator movie no one asked for, kind of like Tron movie no one asked for. Yeah. Rebooted, female focused Tron, bad plan. Especially when you try to throw a cult leader in there to, be him. He's weird. Not a big fan. It was not Troning time. I'm just saying. Poon's cat's like, I need a new channel and a burr phone. I don't want you to go that far, my friend. I like I said, it's easy for me to shout you out, you know. It's great when CC reads out of topic chats. I read all of your chats, as many as I can. I think it's great that you are all here. Davek says, love from Oregon. Well, thank you very much. Truly appreciate it. I appreciate everybody here, and I appreciate you listening in. A lot of people are lurkers, not chatters, and that's fine. For those of you that are lurking, I appreciate you. I love you. I hope you're here every day, every weekday, that is. Well, and Saturdays, and even Sunday nights. Okay, I'm 7 days a week right now. Okay, so there's that. But pretty soon, when I get the channel for thank you for your attention to this matter at full tilt, I will share it with you. You all have to subscribe. That show's going to go on its own channel. It has to. It's too different from what I do normally, and that's not helping my algorithm at all. So, Jan Monroe says, I have a friend who worked fairs before 2020. The biggest problem is that people got out of the habit of going to the fair. Same thing with film. Government allowed them to reopen, and after the first rush, it died. Indeed. It's the weird thing is, and think about this, the shutdowns back then during the global crisis reopened drive-in theaters. Drive-ins became popular again. I thought that was pretty neat. And the fact that, you can make money by opening a drive-in that probably had been still for several years, that's pretty good. I really appreciate that. We have the incredible Cyrano out there working for all of us. Says, yeehaw! The government will open soon. I can finally buy my Lunchables by the case again. My friend, I am so sorry you had to suffer that. But I'm grateful that some Democrats want to get reelected. And in their areas, those senators had to vote the right way. So 60 votes. Took 8 Democrats to cross over and Rand Paul to still be a douche. So, but thank you for the super chat, my friend. I know it's been a little lean for you. I'm glad the paychecks will start coming back. And we have a lot of people actually here that work in some form or way for the federal government, often by contract work. So, Cat Slave says, Penny. Oh, funny. Oh, I was going to say it's Penny. Oh, no. It's funny how the BBC was trying to claim the Trump edits were either garbled or an editing mistake. No, it was very intentional. They had such clean edits. It was like, I did it. It was very clear. If you looked at the original versus their edits, you knew. Everybody knew. It was like they were like miles apart. They had to edit miles apart material. I think, what was it, like 40, 50 minutes between those two parts? That's a mistake. Okay. Magically MJ in the house. Thanks for being here, MJ. Hello and good morning from Sunnyside, USA, from the sunny side of life. Oh, thank you, my friend, for being here. There she is. There she is. The first Dragon Queen. Go check out her channel. She's got some new reviews out there. Go get them. Go get them. Look at that Dragon Queen. Dabek says, I believe the same way Chick Publications does on the subject. I'm unfamiliar, but I'll check it out. Very close, at least. Okay. Let's see. Cat Slave says, I am from Oregon also. I know a lot of people in Oregon. There's a filmmaker I know that I'm trying to get into one of his films that is actually in Oregon. So there's that. I don't cost very much, like a sandwich. Like I get a Subway sandwich. I'm just trying to help. Culture's like ZZ Top. He's bad. He's nationwide. That's right. And every girl's crazy about a sharp dressed man. That's right. My go to the gym shirt. Technically, this was my adult softball shirt and my own hat, which has a sweat mark in it. I need to wash these. But yeah. I'm just a people. I tell people all the time. If you ever go to a meetup, which again will refill your joy bucket, make you super happy with yourself and humanity, and you will have a positive attitude when you leave. It's amazing. You'll find every single creator out there that's in my particular sphere, my fellowship group, whether it be That Park Place, WW Pro, Nerdrotics, even the G&G folks, which again, a lot of them are friends like Jay, Jeremy, Ryan, Blaine from Criticless. I mean, we can go through like a lot of creators, and I'm just going to say, if you go to one of those, your faith in humanity will be restored, and you'll be very positive. It's a weirdest thing. It's a very weird thing. Oh, okay. All right. I'll check that out, Davik. Thank you for that in the chats. But yeah, editing mistake, my patoot. Yeah, BBC chief. Mistakes were made. Yeah, let me tell you, that apology is going to be a little less less enlightening. Since there's going to be there's more people going away from the BBC, guys. It's just those are the first two that were forced to resign. That's why I say fire. Yeah. Remember when Katie Couric was given the W by the courts for selective editing on a group of 2A activists? I really don't like Katie Couric, and I don't think most thoughtful people do. Our good friend Barry the Music Man gets involved with the super duper chat. I no longer film concerts, but feel free, excuse me, my friend, to check out shows on my YouTube and Facebook pages. Really, my friend, guys, this is a good place to go and listen to and see music, which is again, concerts are probably one overlooked live event as you get older. Because you don't want to, it's going to sound bad, engage with the modern riffraff that's out there in the world that has no business being a fan of whatever it is that you're going to see. Oh my gosh, I would go to rock shows or punk shows or whatever with older bands, right? And be like, why are you kids here? I mean, I'm grateful that some young people understand what real music is, but why are you kids here? Why are you at an ELO show? Why are you at Moody Blues? Right? Why are you going to a Nitzer Ebb event? What are you doing here? You don't even know what this is, why it was, where it came from. Vic says the party's always on the green machine. The green machine. I want to say thank you once again to the lovely Ruby Hoove, who gifted a Culture Casino membership at the beginning of the stream and just did it again. I appreciate you guys' support. Again, this retired old man in his retirement job, which is here, hanging out with all of you. I could not be more grateful. Oh, my real life friend, Tony Pacelli, who you can actually see. Troy, I just said Tony again, didn't I? Troy Pacelli says, subscribe. I'd like to hit 2K by year end, and let's get Culture Casino to 50K. I agree. You guys should check out Troy Pacelli and his channel. He is inspiring. He's also generous with this $5 super chat. He's also a great hang if you get a chance to see him at a meetup, and his wife. They are incredibly lovely people. I spent a lot of days in Florida at one of the recent meetups, the MegaCon meetup, which is coming up again here soon. It's a lot of fun. These are good people. Ruby Hoove sends another gifted membership, as I said before. And we've got another gifty out there from the First Dragon Queen, who is amazing. I started a very long review. It's a surprise. Hugs. Thank you, dear. And again, her art is wonderful. You know, I'm very grateful to all of you that make things, and even when you make them about me, even when they're joking on me, like Putin's cat does, or any of the memers. You memers are geniuses. Irate Specialist and Core Member, and so many others out there that just do brilliant work. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys all know that the creators see it and are thankful, even if they don't say as much. And maybe we should be better about that. But I think a lot of people are just so inundated with communication, they oftentimes don't have time to respond. That's why I love it when you guys are putting comments in the chat, in videos, like in any of my videos, when you guys are commenting, putting your thumbs ups on it, and increasing the engagement. That's what YouTube is focused on right now. And that and shorts, which I don't make shorts. Do you guys want me in short form? It's probably be me saying neo-Marxist a bunch of times. I don't know. Be pretty wild. Pretty wild. Hetfield was once surprised at all the under 12s at Metallic. I bet he was. There's a lot of kids out there. Yeah, I mean, you can't just reach into the audience and get a date for the night. That's probably what he's surprised about. Anyway, and to see 8-year-olds headbanging to Master of Puppets, so I understand. Oh, I'm telling you right now, Brian. There's a lot of people here that do. A lot of people in the fellowship that do karaoke. So, all of these people are naturally talented that are in this sphere. And I think one of the touchstones for a lot of people when it comes to music is that song, Master of Puppets. Master. Yeah, and there were several people who do that. Oh, by the way, Ryan Cannell might be one of the most talented singers. I know. Hard to believe, isn't it? He's incredible. Very talented. So getting old, remembering can be traumatic. It is, because sometimes I don't remember what I was, even what I was saying. I am getting older, but 55 is not old, guys. Even Sydney Sweeney says so. So I love bonus time. I love Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I also love Tuesday, Thursday, because normally this show, and like it will tomorrow, it leads right into That Park Place Live Morning Magic. And on Fridays, occasionally, it's going to lead into Extra Magic Hour. So it's very cool. Very cool stuff. Got another pop-up chat that said, Cyrano for $5 more. My friend, you can't afford this. They didn't give you a paycheck yet. Says, last time we saw you in shorts, you were reviewing a very bad tennis film, and you needed a tan. Yes. Actually, that's the other disadvantage of working out in the greenhouse area and not in direct sun, is I don't get as much sun as I used to. I right now I have an increased pallor that doesn't normally exist, because back in the days where I was regularly on the coast, I was likely surfing or scuba diving, deep sea fishing. I love the water. I would love to do a sports channel, an outdoor life channel, but I don't have enough time. The political channel is going to be the last stretch for me for a while. But I'm so excited for doing all the gardening I'm doing right now. Yesterday, celery went in, 3 different kinds of lettuce, onions. I had help in transplanting a bunch of things into new beds. This week, my goal is to rehab the greenhouse that's on the east side, and making that the hot pepper greenhouse permanently. So that'll be all the hot peppers, which are now close to 7 foot tall, many of them. I've got salad peppers, which you need to separate the two, or else one will taste like the other. But I have salad peppers and bell peppers and things like that are now climbing to the ceiling. Um, in the right climate and situation, you can overwinter peppers really well and effectively, especially in the southern part of the United States, from SoCal all the way through South Carolina. You can overwinter peppers very effectively. So I like doing that. You guys are amazing. I love it. Dr. Jill says karaoke is fun. Indeed. Indeed. Our friend Commander Ed Straker of Shadow says I would have to seen in the Wayback Machine at a Cramps concert in 80s gear out in the best Lux interior outfit, including the 6-inch high heels, aka Cuddles interior. Awesome. Dude, I had Gene Simmons boots when I was a kid. They were my favorite band. My first official rock album that I was given and started the journey of rock and roll, outside of the stuff I obviously heard in my parents' presence, was Kiss Destroyer. And then I got the double platinum album. That was a birthday present. I mean, I was exposed to all kinds of rock music. But, I'm still, and this is going to make people crazy, I'm still a Beatles fan. And I still love the Rolling Stones. And until he lost his mind, Springsteen was okay. Not great. Okay. And despite what Gary says, I mean, isn't Bon Jovi pretty, or at least early Bon Jovi, pretty good? But I listened to everything. I really did. And I was kind of a lead, a front man, whatever you want to call, of a punk band for a little while. So that's a real thing. So, yeah. Yeah, I definitely needed a tan. Thank you for that, Cyrano. All right. Well, we are well long in this segment, and that's fine. We've gone 58 minutes. It's okay. We've got a couple minutes left if you've got stuff to say. Fire Chief's here, commenting, says, "Here, brother, end of comment." There you go. End of line. Little Tron reference. John the Beagle Dad is here. Good to see him. And probably one of the coolest dudes on the planet, my personal friend, that 70s rock fan. He knows what I'm talking about meetups too. Celebrating 55 months. Folks, let me tell you something. That might be from the very beginning of when I started offering memberships. Saying, I missed your birthday, mate. Sick. Puppy. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. Oh, man. Am I going to see you tonight? Are you going to be on comics? Because I'm going to be over there. Yeah. Yep. Vic, what's up, buddy? Says, I saw Avatar and Avatar 2 re-release dates in December. Disney trying to get that original to $3 billion. Maybe. Again, that might be more of a Cameron thing. I don't know, man. They're so hollow. I mean, watching them again reminds you of how hollow they are. There's not a lot there, right? So, I need to put some peppermint oil on my beard. It is dry. Oh, by the way, that's one of the reasons why, and most people don't even ask this question, why would you use peppermint oil or any kind of oil or anything like that on your beard? Beard balm is for control, and peppermint oil and things like that, it's the same reason you do it for your hair. Your follicles and your skin is robbed of moisture when you grow hair, especially when your hair is longer. So, sometimes a hot oil treatment on your hair is good. You don't want to overdo anything like that. And with your beard, you can wash in a nice peppermint oil, and, get a lot, it'll get softer and more manageable. So when I notice that I've got, things not necessarily going the way they need to, I hit it with some peppermint oil. Plus it smells great. You actually smell phenomenal when you're using these products. So don't run away from them. Not at all. Ram Bam 3000 says, happy belated birthday, Hobo Gandalf. That's right. I can't wait to wear that costume again. Looking forward to it. Ram Bam says, culture's also breeding triffids. I hope he remembers to wear his goggles. Yeah. You guys are wild. Ms. Pig Cafe, thank you so much for all your work. I don't say that often enough, but you do a whole lot there over on the Green Machine. It's much appreciated. Mine is AC/DC. If you want blood, you got it. Tom, I've always figured you were a hard rock guy. Cyrena's going back to work. Happy birthday to the U.S. Marine Corps. That's right. 250 years today. And tomorrow is a holiday. You need to be going around telling all your friends thank you. Iron Maiden's fantastic. Van Halen. I mean, I can go through a list. I mean, the natural progression was awesome. And what was really weird is at the same time, I was listening to things like LL Cool J and many other of the early hip hop scene. In fact, I'm not going to tell the story. There's somebody here who can tell you a story about my first college roommate, but that's it. Holy cow, it's Gramcast. It's a flash from the past. You know you can come on the Sunday show, right? In fact, you're invited for next Sunday. The permalink still works, dude. I think it'd be kind of fun. Tony Piacente says peppermint oil on your beard. Well, if it's the holidays, that's right. It's good to see you, Tony. Hope you're doing well. I love that I have to stumble between Tony and Troy and their incredible Italian names. Suddenly Seymour is right there beside me. There you go. I thought it was Audrey. Feed me, Seymour. That's right, boy. You can do it. There you go. That 70s rock fan says, I was indeed one of the first to sign up for memberships. Day one, I think. I think so too. And I'm still very happy to be a member. You are more than that, my friend. You are a friend and a fellow creator who does good stuff. If you guys like music, that 70s rock fans channel's spectacular. If you like bourbon, well, you can see 70s rock fan and Brahma Bull doing bourbon and boarding, which is hockey and booze. It's fun little podcast you guys do. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. I'm trying to catch up. You guys are on fire. Oh, hey, Tony, I'm just glad to see you, bud. Don't worry about it. Tony Piacente says, I'm sorry. I missed a few days, Culture. You're fine, my friend. You're good. You do so much for the channel. I caught a stomach bug during the move. Well, I have to tell you, I'm grateful you found your way down from the evil where you were living, and I'm glad you were finding yourself in better weather and probably better situations. So well done. And I'm sorry you got sick, though. I did miss you. Yeah. And Karadwin's here. Hey, I made my husband beard oil with sandalwood. Sandalwood's another great failure. And bergamot. Bergamon's fantastic. Argan, borage, and jojoba oil. Jojoba oil is surprisingly good for skin and hair. They used to make wonderful shampoos and body products from it. At one point in time, my family had an enormous jojoba farm. There's something I've never told anybody. Project Cambrian says favorite stage show as well. Maiden's use of highly detailed inflatable stage props makes most other concerts look lame. Actually, my first exposure to an inflatable stage prop was ELO. Do you remember Close Encounters, the movie? ELO was kind of used, and some other stuff was used in conjunction with that. But the enormous inflatable UFO on the stage looked like it was a real thing. I think it was also craned, so it actually lifted up from behind the stage. It was flipping phenomenal. And of course, it's the yellow neon colors of like a Simon, light boards, the whole 9 yards. That concert was incredible. I was a young person back then, and I was like, okay, I love rock music. I love rocky music. Show me the money. Oh man. All right. Magnify out the door. Tom, be safe, my friend, and thank you. Ram Bam had a hobo farm. No, jojoba. Jojoba. It's a bean. It's not a hobo farm. It's spelled jojoba. Fire Chief says, I've been to more concerts than movies, I think. Well, got a chance to see a lot of bands. Got a chance to see a lot of bands up close. Especially in the late 90s and the 2000s. So at that point, I had stopped making music. So, Roy's here. Roy says the flying saucer. So many groups we grew up on moved to the free state of Florida. Yeah. Yeah. Look, if I weren't going to Tennessee, I'd be going to Florida. That was the first spot I eyeballed and scouted, went and looked at land, the whole 9 yards. I found something near dead central Florida, a community that I almost bought in called Claremont, because I could get about 19 acres there for 19 to 20 acres there for a pretty decent price, and build up so that I could actually see a lake off in the distance. Still not ideal for what I want, which is why Tennessee became the new choice. Ultimately, still the same tax benefits, but also because I would have access to fresh water. It's almost imperative that I have some kind of creek or river or stream. So there's that. Pink Floyd's amazing too. I see you guys talking about this stuff here. I have a Wurlitzer jukebox. Those are awesome. That the ELO spaceship was based on. First of all, Channel Surf, thanks for being here, my friend. Good to see you. Hope you and Catzilla are doing well. It's so amazing. That was so cool. The timing of everything back then with pop culture was incredible. Roy, you are so correct. New Yorkers are running for cover. No, they're running for Florida. First of all, tax situation is better. Financial companies are moving down to Florida or Texas or both. And we're starting to see the mass exodus actually happen. Over $100 million in real estate contracts executed. I think the day after or the next few days, like within 3 days of the Madami being put into place. That was insane. And it was funny because Bill O'Reilly was on Bill Maher, I'll probably talk about this tomorrow on the thank you for your attention to this matter, but kind of basically breaking down every kind of barrier, artificial barrier of bologna sausage that's being put up by the Marxists, that Marr was actually, he was trying to defend that wasn't happening. Yeah, yes, it is. Yeah, it is, Bill. Pick up, pick up any kind of news, right? 90 times, 9 times out of 10, 90% of the time, however you want to state it. What the mainstream is telling you is cover for what's actually going on. And oftentimes it's accusing the other party in politics of doing something you're doing yourself. I have to ask you, why is Act Blue not being disassembled right now and people being charged? They should be. There's no reason not to dive further into the investigation that exposes how they were funding things, laundering money through people's, information that actually didn't do anything or make any direct contributions at all. Why is that not being investigated? Gotta ask. Zombie Box in the house. Good to see you, Andy. I hope you're doing well. And Sergeant Giratina. Great to see you, my friend. Look at all these amazing humans. There is no hobo farm. Hoba. ELO is great in concert. That's an understatement. And they used to play state fairs pretty regular as well in huge buildings. Like it just very, very cool stuff. I think I've seen ELO like 5 or 6 times. It's fun. Our good friend Brian and Cindy are off. Gotta go. Everyone have a great day. Thank you, my friends. It's good to see you. Devek says, I'm a few miles from Bend, Oregon. Awesome. One of my great uncles had a farm there. And not specifically Bend, but in Oregon. And I remember it very fondly. My grandfather actually, the last day of his life, he worked on that farm. He died in his 90s. So I have pretty decent genes. We'll see. Thank you. Ruby Who says the nice thing out loud. Culture and Culturians have a marvelous Monday. Have to get moving to see y'all later. All right, dear. Thank you for being here and say hi to Hoove. I need to see Hoove. I'm sad. Luke's in the house. Everybody holler if you hear him. Holler if you hear him. Okay, we got to get out of here. We got a lot to do. Sending culture to the old hobo farm. You guys are amazing. Fire Chief says, growing up near, not in Chicago, there was something to see every weekend. My first was Boston, 1976. Still have the shirt. You know what? I have a lot of old concert shirts, especially for industrial bands and punk bands and stuff like that. So, yeah. It's hard to get rid of those old sentimental things. I'm starting to part with more and more. In fact, I'm getting ready to eBay a ton of Disney stuff, like rare Disney stuff. So we'll see. Maybe I'll just take it to a collector. But I got to get out of here, guys. I really do. I have an entire day of work and no time to do it in. So, as Tobak says, mahalo, beach punks. Indeed. And for those of you unfamiliar, I do have a website with merchandise and all kinds of stuff, including water bottles and even shoes, believe it or not. You can check out beachpunk.com or beachpunk.us on the interwebs and check out all the great stuff I've got, like these hats and similar other products. So keep it in mind. On that note, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, here's a dancing bear. Or I should say me.